All right, greetings and salutations. It's your boy D.Boom for LLE.Ascension, aka LLE Astrology, aka LLE Tarot. We back, new weeks, new energies. We're gonna start it off with twin flames and separation. We'll be doing twin flames and union, reunion, and recognition later on today. Guaranteed coming. These are two readings that you can at least get today, back to back. If you ain't checked out Divine Masculine Situation, please check that out. If you ain't did Divine Masculine Situation yet, please check that out. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe. I got a lot of things coming this week. I'll definitely be doing astrology Monday through Friday. Now, these energies start at around August 10th, and they're going to linger to around August 23rd. So just stay in tune. Like I say, I already got 2 messages done. I got 2 more divine messages before I start getting into advanced breakdown. I'm going to do an advanced breakdown on each of the 4 videos that I did, so stay in tune for that. I'm also doing all astrology signs, so be staying in tune for LLE Astrology because we coming right back for that too. I don't think I got any further rants. If I got any deals, you'll know. I'll be putting them online. Just check out my Facebook page, check out my Instagram page, which is DanielBoomLLE, or Daniel Boom on Facebook. You'll see the cartoon character, same icon that I got on my YouTube channel. That's on my Facebook. You'll see me. Just like I say, add me as a friend. I'll be around. But you can always contact me on YouTube. I got my information there, emails and links to reach me. Please reach out. All right? No further ado. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes rant, and we will begin. So head, that's swords, thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology. That's the direction you're going. That's the decisions you're making, because everything starts from the mind, okay? Then we got cups, hearts. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators of where you're going mentally. Okay, your heart and mind must be aligned with everything that you do. Who rules the heart and mind department? The divine feminine does. Then we got the divine masculine's territory, which is wands and pentacles. Wands is actions and behavior. Things you're doing, things you've done, not what you finna do because you ain't did it yet. What you done got karma and accountability attached to it. What you doing got karma and accountability attached to it. What you finna do does not. Who's the king of wands? The divine masculine. Wands are also about the now. Okay, the current, the ing. We living, learning, earning every day. You know what I'm saying? LLE. Then we got pentacles, finally. Pentacles are persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel it here. All pentacles expire. All pentacles have expiration dates, and all pentacles are temporary. It's not just the pentacles. It's a pinnacle. You know, your highest height, your lowest low, your current position, an era. You know what I mean? Your time, your place, your space. Get what I'm saying? Let's get with it. First card is message. This deals with both masculine and feminine. And twin flame separation is for twin flames who are separated either from each other, whether that's distance that's got you guys separated, circumstance and situations. Maybe the masculine's going through something right now. You know, maybe you're going through something right now, divine feminine. Twin flames in union, reunion, and recognition, that represents harmony. 2 twins on the same page. 2 twins harmonizing. 2 twins in cahoots. Okay? This is a separation message. So this might not necessarily mean that you're not talking to your divine masculine or your divine feminine. You guys could be talking. But right now, it just seems like you're in 2 separate places, 2 separate spaces. You know what I mean? Like it's like you close, but you're far apart. You know, that's what this reading is for, okay? So let's get straight with it. First card in this message, we have a big face, which is a knight. And knights, queens, kings, and things are knights, queens, kings, and things. It's just big faces, big energy, unlike aces to tens. Tens are all about completions. Ace to 10 is karmic cycles. Knights, queens, kings, and things are divine cycles. How do divines move? In an infinity. So we'll throw that out there. Let's give it this message. Fear. Fear is making decisions without crossing your T's and dotting your I's, because it's mental, the direction you go in the decisions you're making. Or it's being mentally discombobulated from the death card, which is the card before this. 10 of Swords is death. Death is a permanent ending. Death can represent itself as a physical death, like somebody died and ain't coming back no more, whether that was a person you love or a puppy or some shit like that, a dog or something like that. You know what I mean? You mentally discombobulated. You don't have that person here anymore. So it's basically, you know, being mentally discombobulated from someone's presence not being here. 10 of Swords could also represent a divorce. This is life after divorce. Ten of Swords is you losing your job. You know, one thing about the Ten of Swords, permanent endings, it's outside your hands. Other than it being mental sword, it's outside your hands. Okay? Can't do too much about it. You know, Ten of Swords could be a divorce. This could be life after divorce. Ten of Swords would be you totaling your vehicle. And now you going without a vehicle right now till you figure out what your next move going to be. You know what I mean? So it's either fear or making decisions without crossing your T's and dotting your I's. J for jumping the gun when it comes to a direction or a decision you need to make. How this deals with the feminine. Fear. Whatever your worst fear is, it will definitely become your reality. Might happen overnight, might happen over time. You know, fear is like, it's like a slow sickness. You know, it starts off small, unnoticeable. Then you start getting signs, then you start getting symptoms, and then, boom, you have cancer, or you got diabetes, or, you know, you just had a mini stroke or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Fear starts off small, and then it gets big. It starts off unrecognizable, undetectable, and then present. Okay? Because what you think about, you bring about. You understand what I'm saying? You are the thinker who thinks the thoughts that makes the things around here. So when it comes to something like fear, which is mental, be careful with it. You will become your worst fear. If your worst fear is you never succeeded in life, throughout life, you'll see that that'll be the truth. You never succeeded. If you're scared you'll never be accepted, if you're scared that you'll never be good enough, or whatever your fear is, you know, it could be a fear of dogs or bees. You know, keep it in your mind, you're going to walk past the beehive. You know what I mean? It's like you scared of dogs, scared shitless of dogs. And you just happen to be on vacation and shit, and then you look to your left, and what do you see? A dog, and the dog is looking at you. The dog can smell the fear on your motherfucking ass, so make sure you eradicate that fear in your mind so you don't bring that dog to you. You know what I mean? You are the thinker who thinks the thoughts that makes the things. Watch your thoughts. Divine Feminine. Monitor your thoughts. Okay? This is subconscious. The way your fear will just jump out in front of you. It's subconscious. The way you will think something up. It's your worst fear. Of course you ain't anticipating it, but if it's on your mind, it will present itself. Just be a little careful. So as it relates to your twin flame situation, if your worst fear is that your twin flame will never get it, will never understand, will never come in union with you and stuff like that, like I say, it will happen. It is so. Monitor your thoughts. How this deals with the masculine. We got the Ten of Cups. Clarifying the fear. So masculine has the fear energy, but his relation to this fear energy is the Ten of Cups. He could be a she could be he. You know how we rock it. Ten of Cups represents happiness, emotional contentment, or emotional fulfillment, or gay. You know, you look at the definition of gay, you'll see happy somewhere in there. You look up the definition of happiness or happy somewhere, you'll see gay in there. You know, and I'm definitely talking about gay in that way, but in this case, we ain't swinging that way with this. If it was, I'll let you know, or at least make a note of it. You know what I mean? But in this case, it's gay as in like the original version of the word. You know, like songs back from the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. You know, songs spoke about like birds chirping and birds singing and dancing, and they're acting gay in a good way. You know, children playing in the playground. You know what I'm saying? Or playing kid games. You know what I'm saying? They're acting happy and gay. You know what I'm saying? Usually when you see children frolicking about, having fun, it kind of makes you nostalgic and think back at the time where you were a kid, happy and gay. It's like you at a music festival or something like that. You know what I mean? In the Caribbean or some shit like that. And it's like you having a good time and, you know, you dancing with your partner and you look over and you see a dog dancing with you motherfuckers, or like a parrot, you know what I'm saying? Bobbing his head and bobbing his wings to the music too. It's gonna put a smile on your motherfucking face. You know what I'm saying? How music not only is going through you, but it's going through the animals. You know what I'm saying? It's like you outside having tea. And you're saying your affirmations and speaking positivity into yourself and shit. And it's like the trees are shaking and nodding in agreement. It's almost like they're happy for you too. It's almost like they're happy, for you too. You know what I'm saying? It's just, when it comes to your fear, Divine Masculine, Your fear, divine masculine, you fear happiness. You know, one thing about your twin flame demo is your twin flame, makes you happy in ways that you can't explain. Being around your divine counterpart makes you content in ways you can't explain. You can't explain it because you really can't relate it to anything else. The divine feminine is the equivalent of seeing an angel or seeing a UFO. You know what I'm saying? Or seeing a motherfucking ghost. I mean, who can you talk to about this shit without sounding crazy? Even when it comes to your twin flame situation, right? Masculine, who can you talk to? You know what I'm saying? Without seeming crazy or out of touch or out the loop with things. One thing divine feminine has over the divine masculine is divine feminines are more in tune with the community. You can come to a person like me, or you can go to people in your soul tribe and have conversations about your twin flame situation and things that your masculine going on, and they can actually relate to you. They can actually understand what you're going through. With the divine masculine, not so much. Who can your divine masculine go to talk about their twin flame without sounding crazy or without sounding possessive or without sounding soft or weak or however motherfucking masculines be feeling because of this shit? Like I say, it's just something that can't be explained. Their feelings for you, why they feel the way for you. It's like my divine masculine say all the time. I don't know why I can't get rid of your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? I showed and tried. I don't know why I can't get away from you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, it seems like he's accepted it. I've accepted his ass a long time ago. I'm a divine feminine, by the way. So I have a divine masculine myself. But it's a love-hate relationship the divine masculine happens. It's not like a love-hate relationship. It's the love, but it's just fears it. You know, you fear. People fear what they don't know. People fear what they don't understand or can't comprehend. This whole twin flame thing, your masculine cannot comprehend it. He knows how he feels with this shit. Your masculine feels safe, around you. Divine feminine, you give off the energy of like his mother, his older sister, his eldest cousin, who's took him in while he's, in town visiting from down south. And his cousin lives in like Vegas or some shit. Like you're in the big city with the big cousin who just happens to be a feminine energy and she's taking good care of you. It's just a good, wholesome energy. An energy that you really can't find in any other feminines in your life. You're around a lot of other women. You're around a lot of other feminines, but they don't feel the way your divine feminine makes you feel. At home. Safe. You could be yourself. You know what I mean? You're in a non-judge free zone. Like Planet Fitness and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's so good it scares you. Because you're not getting this anywhere else. You can't feel this anywhere else. And instead of just keeping it 100 with the divine feminine and letting her know these things, you kind of keep her out the loop. Fear. Masculine, face your fear, especially when it comes to this twin flame shit. Just keep it real. Your divine feminine will tell you exactly how she feels and how you make her feel and what this is and the joy, pain, and good, bad, and ugly from it. Do the same, masculine. The more you open up to this shit, the more accepting you're going to be. Not to this twin flame thing just in general, but to your twin flame in general also. Bottom line, most important card in anything, what the masculine and feminine is going through, we got the Two of Cups. Once again, a ship. Two of Cups represents a ship. A relationship. A partnership. Kinship. Kinship is the relationship between you and your parent. Or a parent and their children. Or you and a cousin, you and your aunt, you and your best friend. Once again, this ship that you're in, divine masculine with your divine feminine, it's you two are closer than close. You two are two peas in a motherfucking pot. The love you get from your divine feminine is the same love you got from your mother. The same protection and safety that you feel around your divine feminine is the same peace and safety that you got from on your mother's bosom. You know what I'm saying? You can be yourself with your mom. She loves you unconditionally. You can be yourself with your divine feminine. She loves you unconditionally. Parent loves you, so whatever you are, even in this gay ass energy or some shit like that, your parent, your mom, is not gonna judge you. Now, all moms aren't the same. You do got some Cruella de Vil ass mothers out in this motherfucker. I can definitely understand that shit. You know what I mean? But you feel safe. You feel secure. You feel heard. You feel valued. You feel a lot when it comes to your divine counterpart. And that's the main reason why you keep your divine feminine close. And the main reason why you separate. I'm talking to the divine feminines now. I'm finna talk about something big. Ace of Pentacles. That's a big ass manifestation, or it's just something big when it comes to this shit between you and your divine counterpart. Speaking to the feminists right now. Twin flame union, twin flame reunion, twin flame recognition. Recognition is when you first meet your twin. Separation is the fourth leg of this table that is this twin flame thing. We'll touch into it when we get to this Four of Wands here, and this is twin flame union. We'll get to that in a second. That's in the masculine's energy. But separation is the glue that keeps this twin flame shit together. You meet your twin one time. You get a union one time. That's the first time, and really only time you and your twin are like this. This is when you first come together, when you first merge. Now separation and reunion is frequent. It's like one slow ass or fast ass clap. You know what I'm saying? You pull apart, you come together. You pull apart, you come together. A lot of feminists be ripping their hair out, wondering why the fuck the divine masculine needs space from the best thing in their life. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's the intensity. Sometimes your divine masculine loses themselves in you, and they gotta pull the fuck back so they can figure out who they are again. Sometimes masculine becomes too dependent on you, too worried about you, too concerned about you. So much to where they're neglecting their own self, their own needs, their own wants. You know? You have a way of entrancing your divine masculine. Once again, like my master tells me all the time, man, I don't know why I keep dealing with it. Yeah, he don't know why. I know why. It's not like, he doesn't know. You know? Sometimes master thinks you put a spell on him or some shit like that. No. That's the pure magnetism, the pure intensity, the energy, raw energy that comes from being with the person just like yourself. It's scary. Sometimes masculine got to take breaks. That's one thing masculines figured out. Well, number one in this twin flame shit, it's optional. You can choose to deal with it or not. Masculines understand this shit. Feminines, y'all have a hard time accepting that truth. Rule number two in this twin flame situation, it's built for you to be the best person you can be. That's it. Masculines realize this truth. Feminines, y'all be acting like y'all don't get it. You know? Once again, your masculine, your divine counterpart isn't your other half. They don't complete you. You are already whole before you met your divine counterpart. It's just a lot of you imprinted on your divine counterpart. A lot of your divine counterpart imprinted on you. You know? And like I said, it's like a drug. You two become dependent on each other. You become so comfortable around each other, so when separation do happens, it feels like you lost your best friend. It feels like the end of the world. It feels like a junkie without their drug of choice anymore. It's going to be some changes. Masculine. What you need to understand is that you two are the same. As much as you like to say you're nothing like your divine counterpart, you're nothing like your divine feminine, that you don't think like your divine feminine, that you don't act like your divine feminine, that you would never do the stuff that your divine feminine do, she ain't you. You could be a she could be a he, you know how we rock it. He ain't you. Of course you and your twin are not the same. Your twin is an actual individual. Masculines, you still trying to figure out who you are. Majority of divine feminines know exactly who they are, realize what they are and why they're here, and they're just trying to help you understand that. Masculines, you have a tendency, this is something big, you have a tendency to compete with your divine feminine, your divine counterpart. You know? Well, I'm doing good. My situation is starting to look a little better. It seems like you're always in chaos. It seems like stuff is always up and down for you. Why you can't just maintain anything? Why are you all over the place and stuff like that? Like I said, your divine feminine is their own person. You think your divine feminine is clingy towards you. Really, you're clingy towards your divine feminine. You think your divine feminine can't let you go. Really, you can't let your divine feminine go. Like, whatever your feminine is dealing with, masculine, you're dealing with the same shit. You two share the same signature. And as much as you like to admit how you're nothing like your divine feminine, you're everything like your divine feminine. You just have to notify the roles. How does a queen move in a chessboard? all over the place. How does a king move on a chessboard? Mostly defensive. It's all analyzation. Get to know who your divine counterpart is, because if you knew your divine feminine masculine, she'll make a lot of sense. Divine feminines, you should know who the fuck your divine masculine is, because if you really knew him, what he does will make a whole bunch of sense. Let's give it this message. First card in this message, divine feminine energy you either coming into or leaving. You got the Knight of Cups, another big face. Knights are about juvenile energies. You can tell with the fear. That's juvenile energy, fear. You know, because you need to be fearless out here. You know what I mean? You need to have fear scared of your ass. You dig what I'm saying? Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is my Romeo card, as in like Romeo and Juliet. I'll get into that analogy in just a second. But like I say, Knights are mostly about juvenile energy. So this is juvenile emotions. This would be the energy of like jealousy, envy, you know, anger. You know what I mean? Like you just, like I say, like a teenage girl. You know, all in your feelings, too much in your feelings. This is big energy of being in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Feeling some type of way. You know, like I say, it could beam out as like jealousy. I said that a lot. A lot of you divine feminines ain't scared of losing your divine masculine. You scared somebody gonna take them. You know, that's juvenile emotions. You know, you need to have big girl, big boy emotions when it comes to your heart. You know what I mean? But Knight of Cups is on my Romeo and Juliet card, and Romeo and Juliet. People say it's a love story, but that shit is really a tragedy. I mean, if you look at the story of Romeo and Juliet, they both crashed out in their teens. I think they were like, what, 17, 18, 19, something like that. They were teenagers in love. You know what I mean? Juvenile with their emotions, obviously juvenile with their mentalities because of how they crashed out. They both end up dying. Juliet faked her death, didn't even let Romeo know part of her plan, and he took his life thinking she took her own life because he wanted to be with her so bad. You know what I'm saying? They were youngins. Young people in love. They crashed the fuck out. That's karmic as hell. That's not divine at all. You know? A divine Romeo and Juliet would have grew old to be Rome and Jules. An elderly couple talking to their motherfucking grandkids about the story of Romeo and Juliet and how they survived that shit. You know? The older you get, the more wise and mature you get. The longer you're in this twin flame situation, the more mature and wiser you're going to be in it. Most people that crash out on this twin flame shit are what I like to call twin flame newbies. And twin flame recognition, that's when you first meet your twin. The first 2 years, I call them the honeymoon years. You know, twilight years. You know? That's when shit is still fresh. When shit gets a lot intense. And, you know, it kind of can be a lot, especially for the divine feminine. It's always a lot for the divine masculine, but it can be an awful lot for the divine feminine. But the longer you stay in this situation, the longer you deal with this twin flame situation, the more it makes sense. 7 years is the year of completion. In 7 years, you really truly know somebody. So if you only know your twin for, I don't know, less than 2 years, you a newbie in my head. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot you got to learn. Like I say, like the rules to the twin flame game. I just gave you the first 3 rules of it. What you learn, the more you stay into it. So how this deals with the feminine. Feminine. You got to grow. You got to grow old with this twin flame demo. You get what I'm saying? You was not going to figure this shit out in the first 2 years. You ain't even going to figure it out in the first 4 years. Once you go through separation, like deep separation, which usually happens, like I say, after you let the cat out the bag. And when I tell my coaches, when I'm coaching people in this twin flame shit, I be like, yo, after 2 years, which is your recognition period, let the cat out the bag. Tell your divine masculine he's your divine masculine. Address yourself as the divine feminine. Tell them you two are twin flames. Drop the twin flame truth bomb on them. Now, masculine's usual reaction, they run away from you like you got the plague. They separate. They keep their distance from you. They think you crazy. They think you done pull this whole analogies and all these terms out your asshole or some shit just to keep them. They think you crazier than batshit. You know what I mean? And they gotta, like I say, remove themselves from you before they feel your craziness is gonna get on them. You ain't crazy. You tell them the truth. But he doesn't realize it's the truth until later in the game. Eventually, it gets to the point where your twin flame accepts this, him, and yourself in the process. But it takes time. And feminines, you should know that. If you just in it to win it quick, you know what I mean? And like I say, thinking in the first 2 years, you two are going to be a Disney movie with this shit, fuck no. You're highly mistaken. This Twin Flame shit is a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's a Spike Lee joint. You know, Christopher Nolan flick. Like, it is far from Disney. Far from Disney. And that's something she'll understand with time. Okay? You want to be Rome and Jules. Alright? A long, prolonged love story. You do not want to crash and burn like Romeo and Juliet. That'll be very juvenile of you, Divine Feminine. And that's energy you either coming into or leaving. Masculine energy you coming into or leaving is Twin Flame Union. 4 Wands. That represents Twin Flame Union, reunion, and recognition. Twin Flame Union, that's the first time you and your Twin Flame find harmony. Twin Flame Reunion, that's you and your Twin Flame reuniting after a separation. So for those masculines that's in separation, you're going to start to unite with your twin. For masculines that's finally starting to figure out that your divine counterpart is your actual divine counterpart, it's going to feel like harmony. You're kind of going to accept what this is. Because that's all that's really left to do is, in a Twin Flame situation, is just to accept them of who they are and who you are in this. Feel me? And then you got like Twin Flame separation. So you got Twin Flame recognition when you first meet your twin. Like I said, that's like the first 2 years. Usually it's followed by like a separation. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you two unite. You know? And then you separate. Again. You know what I'm saying? And then you reunite. So it's like separation and reunion is frequent. In my personal opinion, you meet your twin for the first time, so enjoy your Twin Flame story. The story of you two meeting, that's going in the books. The story of you two finally becoming one. When all this shit finally starts becoming this, you know, that's a story for the ages. The first time you two harmonized. The first time you two were here. Not all over the fucking place. Not here and he's here. Not you here and she's here. First time you were here. That comes with its own story too. And then the final story is when one of you passes. And even when your divine counterpart is deceased, as long as one of you still here, you both are here. Matter of fact, you might have more of a union with your twin being on the other side than they were when they were here with you. But you know, things you'll learn on this path, on this journey. Let's move on. But yeah, masculines, you're gonna reunite with your divine feminine. You know, I just see 3 types of masculines. One type, it's like I say, recognition. This shit is kind of fresh. It's like the first 2 years or less. You know, this was too good to be true. So you separated yourself from your divine feminine. Your feminine was everything you was looking for, almost like perfect. And in the back of your head, you know that nothing's perfect. And if it's too good to be true, it might be danger. So let me take a step the fuck back. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't get finessed, so I don't get caught up. Maybe this is a trap. Another way masculines be looking at this twin flame shit is like God is testing you. You know, why would God test you with the love of your life for? Ain't nothing for you to do but accept. Don't reject. Especially when it's what you want. It's like you got your heart's desire right in front of your face, and instead of accepting it, you want to reject it and put logic on it, which is what masculine do all the time. Your feminine is everything she isn't. And then once you reject your divine feminine and not accept what this is, you want to feel bad about it. Or think that's the way God wants you to feel. You know? People love putting God in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers love being all self-righteous with this shit. Like, just let it happen. Just let it happen. It's the best thing you can do. Yes, this is the first time you ever felt this way. You ain't never had these emotions in you. You know what I'm saying? Accept them. Don't draw a line with it. Don't create borders. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is accept what's right in front of your face. And instead of acknowledging for what it is, you want to get every logical reason on why it ain't. That's just fear. Be fearless. You know what I'm saying? If your greatest fear, my master said it one time. He sent me a meme and shit. It was like a race. You know what I'm saying? You had a guy at the starting gate, and you had like the path of the race. Now on each side of the path of the race, you had different obstacles. You know what I mean? And it was like success was one of them, love was one of them, and it was like all the way in the back you had the Grim Reaper, and his shirt it said fear on it. And my masculine sent me that meme, and he put a message on there like, "There you is in the back, fear." I'm like, nigga, you ain't gotta be scared of me. I ain't here to hurt you. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you scared of, man? What you scared of, man? I mean, I know this shit ain't normal. My twin flame situation, same sex situation, like a twin flame is like my dad, 30 years apart, both males. You know what I'm saying? So we got like a huge time gap, and our ideologies is different. The way I look at life, the way he look at life is different. The way I look at people, the way he look at people is different. It's hella obstacles in this twin flame shit, but you got to overcome. And he's 30 years my senior, but I'm kind of more mature than he is. It's rare he sees a man of my age with my type of maturity and intellect. He thinks I'm pulling out my ass like I'm just created a character that I'm just running with type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm everything than what I'm not to my divine counterpart. And that's just something he's got to accept. He's got to accept me. And until he accepts me for who I am and what this is, he's not going to accept himself and his role in this. Get my drift? Four Wands. Aside from twin flame, union, reunion, and recognition, Four Wands represents home. And home is where the heart is. Home is also where the hate is, where some of the great is become greater. Shout out Tip C. This could be the four walls you call your shelter, or whatever feels most at home to you. I told you, your divine feminine feels the most at home you've ever felt in your motherfucking life. Everything about your divine feminine feels at home. You know? You just been rejecting it. It's time to accept it, my dog. That's it. That's all. And that's what it is. Going back to the bottom line. Two of Cups. That's the ship that you and your divine feminine got going on. And we got this big ass manifestation when it comes to a ship. It's like your divine feminine fell from the sky. You know? It's like an angel, like an earth angel. Once again, twin flames meet. Ain't the air show, that was yesterday, but I guess a little Air Force base over here going monkey nuts and shit. So excuse the plane sounds unless it was a UFO or something. I ain't looking outside, but the way twin flames meet is like a car accident. You driving, minding your business, doing your motherfucking thing. The feminine is driving, minding her business, doing her motherfucking thing. You two are on like it's like a clear street, you know, and masculine or feminine. It's like they look to their left, look to their right. They go to turn. It was just clear. They go to turn and bam, get to an accident. When you get to an accident, you don't know you get into an accident. You know? And think of the feelings and emotions that come from being in a motherfucking accident. It's like, shit. Man, this is the clear street. Why you had to run into me? You know, you two blaming each other on who fault it was, when in reality it was fate. That's how I look at car accidents. Them shit is fate. We ain't talking about them hit and run motherfuckers. We talk about them, you know, accidents that usually happen. You don't get into an accident every day, but every once in a while, you bump into somebody. And that's how twin flame demos be. You don't expect your twin flame to come in your life. You don't expect to find your other half. Like I say, so when you do find your twin flame shit, you have to overanalyze it, you know, and see it for what it is. Notice it. I tell people all the time, you need to be able to spot God a mile away. You need to be able to spot the devil a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to be in that motherfucking presence. You need to be able to spot an earth angel when you see one. You need to be able to spot a good person with a good soul and a good heart. You need to be able to accept the person that doesn't like you at all. But you're going to have divine eyes, magic eyes to see this shit. Feminine, they're more the awakened one. They can usually see these things to a certain degree. Masculine, you need to learn how to do the same. Like I say, Four Wands, home. You know, the divine feminine feel most at home. Do something about that. I mean, it's better to fuck with somebody that feels more at home to you than to build a home with a person that, I don't know, you really fear. Or don't feel safe or don't feel comfortable around. You get my drift? Moving on. Feminine. You in regards to yourself. We're going to the feminine role. You got the Six of Wands. Six of Wands represents winning Like wins, victories, and celebrations. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I've been ranting a little bit too much, but I really want to paint these little pictures and these first little energies. We're going downhill. Divine Feminine, wins, victories, and celebrations. You need some wins in your life because you've been taking too many L's. Like, you got to have wins. You got to have victories. You got to have something to celebrate because what it does is kind of get you a little pumped up, gives you a little inspiration to want to do more shit. If you win, you're going to want to win again. Whether that's you playing, I don't know, slot machine at the casino, or like I say, you setting personal goals and hitting them shits. You know? It's time for you to get the victory. You've been fighting for a mighty long time. So a victory on the Twin Flame turf, that ain't going to do nothing but help you. It's like you've been trying and reach your divine masculine, and you can't get to reach him. And then it's like he finally has a moment for a wands to where you two are getting in harmony. So now you're getting your sign from the universe that what you're doing has been working. You've been doing a lot in Divine Feminine, and it seems like a lot of shit ain't clicking. But when shit starts to click, it's like winning in general. Going back to the casino. You know what I'm saying? If you hot, keep playing. When you get cold, stop. You just won this much amount of money on a slot machine. Okay, try another slot machine. You just won that. Okay, you win it. You win it. All right, let's leave here. Let's go to another casino. That's what I usually do in Vegas. If I'm hot at one casino, I'll take my ass to another casino and try to keep that going. But soon I get cold, cash out. You know what I'm saying? But while you hot, have fun. While you on this run, have fun. Because it's going to become a great story. Man, I remember I went to one casino, won about 200, then I went to another one, won about 150. And then, shit, I started losing about 80, so I stopped. Like, once I got cold, I quit. You don't want to go on this run, come up, and then blow it all. You know what I'm saying? Gambling with when you should have, like, kind of cut it short. You get when I drift? Like, you need a leg up. And when you do get a leg up, it's kind of going to get you the booster that you need to keep going. Feminine just needs something to keep going. And something's going to happen in regards to your life, your personal life, that's going to make you keep going. Masculine, you in regards to the feminine energy, we got the Seven of Cups. This is the Pimp Cup Chronicles. Now, Six of Cups is the sauce. That's your steez. That's your essence. That's what makes you you. We all saucy. Everybody's the shit. You know what I mean? Everybody's all that. But you need to be all that in a bag of chips. And this bag of chipsness is what's going to differentiate you from everybody else. Seven of Cups really means it's something inside you that you need to give to the world because the world needs it. Whether that's an idea, you know, whether that's a program, an invention. But in this case, it's your love. See, the main reasons why twins meet each other is because, like I say, the love that you have, Divine Feminine, is tailor-made for your Divine counterpart, for your masculine. The type of love you giving your Divine Masculine is the type of love that he needs. He needs that shit. You know what I mean? You're the perfect one to give him just what he needs. You fit like a hand in glove. Twin Flame demos are tailor-made. And the love your Divine Masculine gives to you, Divine Feminine, is love that you need. Sometimes you need tough love, Divine Feminine, and the Masculine is king of giving tough love. You be getting fake love out here. You be getting halfway love out here. You be getting conditional love out in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's time to fuck with a person that's going to give it to you real. Masculine ain't going to... Shit, Master's gonna be tough on your ass. He gonna give you the tough love you need. The world gonna be tough on your ass. So the Master needs to be tough. The Master is a fighter. You're gonna need to be a fighter too. What you lack, your Divine Masculine excels in. But Divine Masculine, what you lack in, your Divine Feminine has a lot of that. Give and take from each other, man. It ain't like one person is more better than the other person or smarter than the other person or more dominant in one area than the other person. It's just complementary. What you lack, Divine Feminine, your Divine Masculine has. And what you lack, Divine Masculine, your Divine Feminine has. You lack compassion. You lack understanding. You lack awareness. That's something your Divine Feminine has a plethora of. Something that you can use that's only going to make you a better you. But in order for you to receive what you need to get from your Divine Feminine, you need to give what your Divine Feminine needs to receive from you. Moving on. Divine Feminine, you in regards to the Divine Masculine, we got the Five of Wands. Five of Wands represents outside conflict, or what I like to call OPP. Other people's problems. Other people's properties, other people's shit. Other people's issues, but other people's problems mainly. Five of Wands. This also could represent twin flame separation. You know, you are in current separation from your divine masculine, but remember, your divine masculine is coming to the situation with the Four of Wands. And how this shit be working is, you don't know you back reunited with your masculine until your masculine comes back. But if he's on the way to you, you think you still separated. Let me say that shit one more time. You know what I'm saying? For the niggas in the back. You might think you in separation right now, but your divine masculine is heading to you. And until he gets to you, you don't know it's a union. You still think y'all separated when really he on his way to you. But you don't know you in union until it presents itself. But what about it presenting itself? You get my drift? Hey, I told you, separation is the glue that's going to keep you two together. This shit is a Quentin Tarantino flick, man. It ain't really going to make sense to the end of the movie. Don't give up in the middle of the movie because you don't understand divine feminine. Once again, if you knew who your divine masculine was, what he do and how he moves will make perfect sense to you. You know about everything else. Get to know about your divine counterpart. Five of Wands. This deals with other people's problems. Who gives a fuck about anything that's happening outside the ship that you and your divine masculine has? OPP. This is what people got to say about you and your twin flame demo. This is what people got to say about you. This is what people got to say about your twin flame. This is what people got to say about your journey and shit like that. Like, who cares? You know, you care about other people's issues and other people's problems that really don't concern you. It's like walking through a landmine. Why the fuck would you do that? It's other people's problems. You know what the Seven of Wands represents? Internal issues. That's the shit that's going on with you. And the reason why internal shit is a 7 and external shit is a 5, because it's more important to deal with yourself and your own matters than try to put yourself in somebody else's business. If you ain't fixed yourself, how the fuck you gonna fix somebody else? And when I say fix yourself, I mean like knowing who you are, spiritual shit. Everything is spiritual. I ain't really talk about like pinnacles and karmic shit. That's a whole another rant. But yeah, quit worrying about other relationships. Quit worrying about other people. They ain't you. Don't worry about nobody else's relationship. You don't know what the fuck they got going on. It might seem like they living happy and cool from the outside looking in, but that's exactly what it is. You on the outside looking at their shit. You don't know what's going on. So for the people that's from the outside looking into your shit, they don't know what you got going on or what this is. So don't let outsiders inside your twin flame demo. You know, unless they're like twin flame gurus or people that kind of understand it, can kind of give you helpful advice on how to move in your demo. But as far as randoms, who cares? Who cares? Gossip, people gotta say, judgment. Man, don't let that shit get to you, because you're gonna let them win. They could be living in your head rent free. Focus on you and yours. And isn't ours inside of yours, divine feminine? Moving on. Divine masculine. You in regards to yourself right now, you got the Four of Swords. We finishing up. Four of Swords represents idle mind. And what's the idle mind? It's the devil's workshop. Why is the idle mind the devil's workshop? Because you the king of wands, divine masculine. You the king of doing shit. And if you ain't doing shit, that means you ain't on your business. Idle mind. If someone has your mind, they have you. And if somebody got your mind, they has two. I mean, you need to get your mind back. See, once again, when you allow other people's thoughts and opinions and, you know, you let outside people in your shit, they're just going to fuck up the shit that you got going on. People want you stagnant. Like I say, you the king of doing shit. So if somebody can say something to get you to do nothing, if somebody can hit you or drop some shit on you that got you stuck in your head, it's like they winning. And you don't even know they winning. Go out here and keep doing the good shit that you can do. That's why people hate on your ass for the shit that you do. What makes a divine masculine divine? It's your actions and behavior. It's what you do that make you great. It's who you are that make you great. How you move that makes you awesome sauce. There's a lot of people that can't do it like you, but unlike the divine feminine, divine masculine, you don't even know your own power. You don't even know why you the shit. The feminine tells you the shit all the time. You think she's just stroking your ego. She's just stating facts, stating the obvious. You got gifts. You got talents. You're the one. Like Neo, you're the one. But you got to see yourself as the one. You got to know you the one. I could tell you the one all day, but until you believe, I'm just talking. I'm just yapping. You know what I mean? Masculine, you got to see the greatness in you. Y'all want to camouflage so bad. Y'all want to be like everybody else so motherfucking bad. You just cheat yourself with that shit. It goes to the 7 of Cups that you had. It's something in you you need to give to the world because it's fucking valuable. You look to your peers for influence. You look to your peers for ideas and shit like that. When in reality, they looking at you for shit. But you don't think you valuable because you so worried about other people's value. Future final row, wrapping this shit up. You know what I mean? Going to the future, divine feminine. You got the 8 of Pentacles. This is your life and everything in it. 8 of Pentacles represents your life. That's shoes on your feet, clothes on your back, comfortable beds you sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you have, that you got in your possessions, whether that's, like I say, your kids, your crib, your twin flames in your life, God is in your life, you know what I'm saying? Your favorite accessories and shit like that. Like, the average person doesn't have a life. Because the average person lives vicariously through other people. The average person don't know who the fuck they are. They're trying to find themselves. Or trying to camouflage themselves with the other people who don't know who the fuck they are. Divine feminine, you're an individual. You got something good going on. And the 8 of Pentacles is like an 80%. What is that? That's a beat. That's a good position. You got your own life. You your own person. That's another thing that scares your divine masculine. Your divine masculine ain't seen a person that's like you. I don't know nobody that thinks like you, that moves the way you move. And just like I say, with the gay shit, you know, gay isn't happy. Like, you know, when you see kids playing and being happy, it makes you happy. When you seeing animals around here, you know, with God in them doing, you know, awesome shit, it kind of puts a smile on your face. Like that, your masculine, when he sees how you move, he just cracks a smile. It's funny to him. Because like I say, you're like a freak of nature. You're unlike anything he's ever come across. And that's good. But it's also bad because there should be more people like you and it ain't, which makes you abnormal or an anomaly. And one thing about abnormal things or an anomaly, you got to test it to make sure it's right for you. You're an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Your whole life is an anomaly. And it's like your master wants to be a part of your life. But at the same time, given how your life is, it kind of scares your masculine to even get involved with some shit like that. But you in a good space right now, you know. And the energy that you got, divine feminine, even if you ain't got much, like it's something enough for your masculine to want to get involved in, and that's really what matters. But you're in a great position. And in a position like this, let me put more smoke on it. You're going to have to boss up. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles represents bossing up. It's my Khalees bossy card. It's like Khalees on any record. Khalees in any video. She stands out. She's loud. You know what I mean? You can definitely feel her presence and see her presence. You know what I'm saying? It's just capitalizing on a good situation. You in a good space right now. You need to capitalize on that. You know what I mean? You think your life is not enough. You think what you got going on ain't enough. I keep telling you it is. Don't allow other people's shit or other people's opinions or comparing yourself to other people kind of delay the fact that you got some good shit going on. Because if it wasn't so good, your masculine wouldn't be so addicted to it. He wouldn't be so drawn to it. He wouldn't be so confused and scared of whatever the fuck you got going on. You know what I mean? Masculine, going to the future, we got the Devil card. It's the final card in the message. Devil card represents addictions, overindulging, being chained to somebody or somebody being chained to you, whether you realize it or not. Could be a bad contract, you know. Could be negative, toxic ass energy. Or the only good thing about this card is Sandy and Grease. And what I mean by Sandy and Grease is watch the movie Grease. The original one, Grease 1. It's the best one. Look at Sandy at the end of the movie. Look at Sandy in the beginning of the movie and look at Sandy at the end of the movie. Look at Sandy Sauce. Look at Sandy Steez. She was the preppy cheerleader chick. At the end of the movie, she was just like Danny. You know? Masculine. Sometimes you got to see your divine feminine with your energy. Like, she already has your energy. But sometimes you got to see her in full form. Like, your full form for you to really appreciate who she really is. Danny always loved Sandy from day one. He loves the preppy Sandy and shit like that. But once he saw her with the perm, you know, the red hair, the red lipstick, the black leather and shit, red shoes and shit. Like, look at Danny's face when he seen Sandy at the end of the movie. That nigga was Sandy. Like, damn. Like, okay. You know what I mean? And even though Sandy flipped the script for his ass, she only did that shit to prove a point. To say something without saying nothing. Like, hey, I can get on your level. I can be a fucking greaser, motorcycle chick, the way you be hanging around all these bitches, but please recognize, you ain't gonna be getting this all the time. I just had to make a statement. It shouldn't took me to perm my shit out to have these motherfucking hot leather motherfucking outfit on and smoke this cigarette that I don't even like smoking just to get your motherfucking attention, but I got it. Motherfucker, don't lose me. Do not lose me. You know what I'm saying? You say this is what you want, you got what you want. But you got what you want and what you like. You deal with it. You deal with it. That's the message that I got. You know what I'm saying? So to the Twin Flames is waiting, hoping that the Masculines come back, they coming. But like I said, they might be on the way. So don't quit. Don't cancel it out yet, Divine Feminine, because, I mean, just give your masculine more time. Give this shit more time, because it might torque out. That's the message I got. Hope I could be a good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Let's see what Twin Flames and Union Reunion and Recognition got going on. 1.